The Golden Slipper is the race I want to win. It's the race that Sydney's about.
Golden Slipper is a great race. It's a race we all want to win and all want to be part of.
Oh, what a race. It's our race, I reckon.
A lot of pressure, a lot of anxious moments.
The landscape changes week by week.
I've been lucky enough to win it a couple of times, but just having a runner in the race, I'm always proud of getting a horse in there.
Had 3 runners in at once through 14, 15, 16, so very hard race to win.
By the time I woke up in the morning, I thought this is my race to lose, and she delivered the money.
Early speed, fast horses, 1200 at Rose Hill.
It's 5.5 in front, away game.
It validated the partnership. It gave us, I feel, the sort of recognition that we needed at that time.
And Gai Waterhouse teaming up with Adrian Bott for this year's Slipper.
They're standing making races, so it's always been number one in my mind.
There's only one biggest 2-year-old race in the world, and that's at Rose Hill on the 22nd of March.
Hello everyone, good morning. For those watching at home on Sky Thoroughbred Central and listening through Sky Sports Radio and affiliates, welcome to the Grand Pavilion here at Rosehill Gardens for one of the most important barrier draws of the year, and one of the most important barrier draws in the history of this race, the Tab Golden Slipper, worth $5 million. We have 18 horses to take up barriers here today, 16 in the field and 2 emergencies. For those at home who haven't seen the field, let's put it up for you right now. Here is the field for the world's richest race for 2-year-olds. We have Rivellino, Devil Knight, North England, Tycoon Star, West of Swindon, Bayvakt, Skyhook, Woden, King of Pop, Quietly Arrogant, Farsighted gets into the field. Now that's the boys, the fillies, 5 of them, Within the Law, Tempted, Belzane, Military Tycoon and Mahuna. The 2 emergencies are Alabama Magic and Nepotism. That's the field. 18 barriers to be drawn, 16 to run on Saturday here at Rosehill Gardens. First of all, to welcome you here to this barrier draw today, the CEO of the Australian Turf Club, Mr Matt Galanos.
Thank you, Greg. Hello, everyone. On behalf of the Australian Turf Club, welcome to Rosehill Gardens at this important event today, ahead of a huge day of world-class racing. 5 Group 1 races this Saturday, the most of any single race day in Australia. And of course, the ultimate prize in the Group 1 $5 million Tab Golden Slipper. Saturday will be the 69th running of this iconic race, the world's richest race for 2-year-olds, and a race that shapes the New South Wales and Australian racing and breeding industries like no other. Don't miss your chance to be a part of all the action and atmosphere live on track. And this year, our major partner Tab is planning an extra spectacular surprise ahead of the running of the Tab Golden Slipper. Get your tickets right now at theraces.com.au. We thank Tab for their strong partnership with the Tab Golden Slipper and Sky Racing for their coverage today and at all our race days. We wish all owners and connections the very best of luck today with the barrier draw and, of course, on Saturday. We look forward to seeing you all at the track.
Matt, thank you. And now a word from our sponsors, the Tab sponsoring, again, the Tab Golden Slipper. Nick Santucci from Tab, General Manager of Industry. Welcome.
Thank you and good morning to everyone. It's my pleasure to represent Tab here for what is going to be a great barrier draw, and it's a fantastic race. We all know why it's a fantastic race, and Tab is a big supporter of racing in general, but it's the biggest supporter of racing in New South Wales, biggest supporter of racing in this state. We support not only the Golden Slipper but the Tab Everest, and we're very, very proud to do that. What we can also do is wrap around that with beaming it through Sky into 65 different countries. We can get into 4,000 venues, so this race is going to go far and wide, and it's always a pleasure to do that. Remember, betting with the Tab is a bet for New South Wales racing. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Nick. Okay, let's get the barrier draw underway, and I'll invite our Chairman of Stewards and Deputy Chairman of Stewards, Steve Rowton and Tom Moxon. From Tom Moxon's barrel will come the saddlecloth number, and then we invite the connections to come and choose a marble from Steve's barrel here. So, 18 to draw, and here we go. The barrier draw for the 2025 $5 million Tab Golden Slipper. First horse out is horse number 12, Within the Law, the filly. Jason Collett to ride for Bjorn Baker. Wilbo will come up and draw the barrier for this filly. Within the Law. First horse out. Barrier 13. 13 for Within the Law. The second horse out is the Second Emergency, Nepotism. I think Nick Santucci is going to come forward and draw that for us, having its second start on Saturday. If it gets a run, Second Emergency for Team Hawks. This is Nepotism. Barrier 10. So one of the emergencies in 10. Horse 3, North England, Tim Clark for Gay Waterhouse and Adrian Bott. Marie Lowe is going to come up and draw the barrier. Gay chasing her 9th slipper win. 2 of those have been with Adrian Bott. Tim Clark, looking for his first slipper, will ride North England. Barrier 9. Gate 9 for horse 3, North England. Horse 10, Quietly Arrogant. Tommy Berry, Peter Snowden. Rosemary Mueller will come forward and draw the barrier for Quietly Arrogant. Tommy looking to equal the record of Ron Quinton and Shane Dye to ride his 4th slipper winner. Peter Snowden with 2 in the bag. Barrier 7. 7 for Quietly Arrogant. Horse 14, Belzane. Another one for Gay and Adrian. Regan Bayliss to ride this filly. Trish Burke will draw the barrier for horse number 14, Belzane. Currently a $15 chance with Tab. Barrier 15. 15 for the speedy Belzane. Horse 1, the unbeaten Rivellino. Hugh Bowman coming back from Hong Kong to ride for Chris Lees. Lisa Murray will draw the barrier for an $11 chance, Rivellino. Barrier 3. Barrier 3 for Rivellino to try and give Hugh Bowman his 2nd slipper and Chris Lees his 1st. Horse 5, West of Swindon. Tyler Schiller takes the ride for Team Hawks. Graham Taylor will draw the barrier for West of Swindon, who we haven't seen for a month. He'll be a month between runs going into the Golden Slipper this Saturday. Barrier 4. Gate 4 for West of Swindon, who got out to $26 with Tab. Horse 7, Sky Hook, the winner of the Pago on Saturday. Karen McAvoy maintains the ride for Gerald Ryan and Sterling Alexio. Matthew Ennis to draw the barrier for Sky Hook, last Saturday's winner. Barrier 8. Gate 8 for Sky Hook. Horse 17, the First Emergency, Brett Kavanagh and Braithnock, the only apprentice listed to ride should Alabama Magic get into the field. Anne McCarty is going to draw the barrier for Alabama Magic, the First Emergency. 14. 14 for Alabama Magic. Next horse. Horse 15, Military Tycoon, another of the fillies. Thomas Stockdale will ride for Kieran Maher. Adam Taleb will draw the barrier here. A $26 chance, Military Tycoon, one of the 5 fillies. And it's gate 12. Barrier 12 for Military Tycoon. Horse 6, Bayvakt for Godolphin. Adam Hieronymus and James Cummings. James chasing his second slipper win. Jason Walsh from Godolphin will draw the barrier. They've got 2 in the race. Tempted the filly, not out yet. Bayvakt, 16. Barrier 16 for Bayvakt. Horse 2, Devil Knight, the Blue Diamond winner. Michael D for Team Hawks. The Hawks name with 4 golden slippers. Will Cox will draw for Yulong. And this is Devil Knight. 11. Barrier 11 for the Blue Diamond winner, Devil Knight. Horse 11, Far-Sighted, who gets into the field for Gay and Adrian. Emma Coleman will come up and draw the barrier. Josh Parr will ride. Horse number 11, a $71 chance, Far-Sighted. And it's gate 17. 17 for Far-Sighted. Horse 16, Mahuna, getting into the field. Damien Lane will ride for Michael Freedman. They've both won a golden slipper. Ben Duckworth to draw the barrier for horse number 16, Mahuna. Gate 6. Gate 6 for the filly Mahuna. Horse 13, another filly, Tempted. Jason Walsh back again to draw for Tempted. Blake Shin looking for his 3rd slipper. James Cummings, the trainer. This will complete the list of fillies that have been drawn out. And she's drawn barrier 1. Gate 1 for the Riesling winner, Tempted. Horse 8, here's the favourite, Woden. John Kennedy is going to come up and draw the barrier for Woden. James McDonald and Chris Waller, the favourite for a long time. $4.50 before this marble comes out. He won't get any longer. Barrier 2. The favourite in the golden slipper, Woden, has drawn gate number 2. Horse 9, King of Pop, the Black Opal winner, Zach Lloyd for Gerald Ryan and Sterling Alexio. Merv Wood will come up and draw the barrier for the second of the Ryan Alexio runners. They have Skyhook and King of Pop. There are 2 barriers left. One of them was 18. Barrier 18 for King of Pop. So a formality now. Horse number 4, Tycoon Star, the last horse to be drawn. Sammy Jenkins to reveal the final barrier. Mark Zara for Ben Will and J.D. Hayes. Of course, grandfather Colin and father David have both won slippers with Rory's Jester and Miss Finland. And barrier 5 was the barrier that remained. So here is the full barrier draw list of the $5 million tab golden slipper. We're going to mark it with Tim Ryan shortly. Rivellino has drawn barrier 3. Devil Knight has drawn gate number 11. North England, barrier 9. Tycoon Star, barrier 5. West of Swindon in 4. Bayvakt in 16. Skyhook in 8. Woden, the favourite, barrier 2. King of Pop, barrier 18. 7 for Quietly Arrogant. Far-Sighted 17. Within the Law 13. Tempted has drawn the rails, barrier 1. Belazane 15. Military Tycoon 12. Mahuna 6. And the 2 emergencies, Alabama Magic and Nepotism, have drawn 14 and 10. They are the barriers for the tab golden slipper. The favourite first of all. Let's get a comment from Charlie Duckworth for the Chris Waller stable. He's with Ray Thomas.
Thanks, Greg. Well, Charlie, you've drawn barrier 2. I think Shinzo came out of gate 1 a couple of years ago. What's your take on barrier 2 for Woden?
Look, obviously, as Chris mentioned earlier, we will be riding him conservatively, but you certainly can't whinge with a good gate in barrier 2. It just means you have to do no work and just bounce out and be neutral on him and let him enjoy it.
What about the decision to put the winkers on? Is that the potential master stroke on the eve of the Golden Slipper?
Yeah, obviously that's what we're hoping for. He worked in them yesterday morning with Kovalica and galloped incredibly well. Tommy led the gallop along and James was on Wotan and said, yeah, he definitely applied himself to the full. We didn't, obviously only 5 days shy of the slipper, you can't ask him for too much because you don't want to leave him flat, but he was full of praise, and as was Tommy for that matter, who obviously knows the horse well, having ridden him plenty at home. So all things are positive leading into Saturday. Beautiful to get a good draw and takes a bit of pressure off.
He's been a long-time Golden Slipper favourite, but everyone describes this as one of the most open Golden Slippers in years. Is there one or two horses you fear the most on Saturday?
Yeah, look, I think you fear just about all 15 rivals. It is wide open, but despite getting beaten, he's held his place as favourite. So obviously the smart money's there, which is very important, as there's a lot of people doing the form and the figures all the way through, and he's managed to hold that since making debut, which is very impressive. I can't remember a year when there's been such a dominant favourite for such a long time. Despite the results, he's still there, and I think he deserves to be.
Best of luck on Saturday, Charlie.
Thank you very much.
Waller and Coolmore chasing another Golden Slipper. Of course, they were successful with Shinzo. Let's hear from Adrian Bott. Gay and Adrian have multiple chances, Ray.
Yeah, thanks, Greg. Well, Adrian, we'll start with North England first. He's drawn barrier 9. Of the last 30 Golden Slipper winners, 19 have come from inside 10. So for a speed colt like him, ideal draw.
Yeah, look, I think the draw was pretty crucial for him, and I think that's a lovely draw. Came here today saying we'll love a draw inside 10 with him, just particularly given his racing profile. So we've come away with that, so very pleased.
He missed the run in the Silver Slipper, it's well documented, and then in the Todman he was brave running 5th, but I think after the race you said he'll improve significantly from the run. How has he done in the 2 weeks since?
Yeah, excellent. We really have seen that improvement in him physically. He's tightened up nicely off the back of that run. Obviously much fitter for that. He's had a couple of nice gallops in between those races, and really gone ahead in the manner that we wanted to see. So couldn't be happier with him now in his lead-up.
The far-sighted interests me, Adrian, because he was in that battle with King of Pop for the Black Opal. They ran very fast time. He was brave that day, but you've got to overcome a really wide barrier. Do you just roll forward and use his natural speed?
Yeah, look, I'm not sure how to approach it with him. Obviously, he was coming here today hoping a softer draw for him to give us a few more options if we needed it. So have to see how he's drawn relative to the other speed. He can be a little bit versatile if we need him to be. He may have just sort of got a bit vulnerable, a bit left in front there at Canberra, got a little bit lost. So he may appreciate a quieter style of ride, but as I said, that's just off the top of my head at the moment. But he does have the tactical speed if we need to push forward.
And what about Bella Zane? She's proven herself against the boys. Her form's excellent, but also she's drawn out wide. She's been an on-speed filly so far. Again, what do you think you may do with her on Saturday?
Yeah, look, naturally she's one that we'll push forward with. I'm not concerned by that draw with her. She's got the speed to offset that. We've seen her absorb and handle pressure in her races. She's coming off a high pressure race there last start. She stuck on very well, so got no problems seeing her roll forward, put herself up on speed, and as I said, I'd back her. She's got the physical strength to be able to handle that pressure.
3 good chances on Saturday. Best of luck, Adrian.
Thanks very much.
So Gay chasing her 9th slipper, Adrian his 3rd. Peter Snowden has also had great success in this race, and he's next up with Ray Thomas.
Yeah, 2-time Golden Slipper winner Peter Snowden with Sepoy and Capitalist. Quietly Arrogant probably doesn't have their profile, but there was a lot of merit in his last start run, and more importantly, Peter, the form has really been franked through Skyhawk.
Absolutely, Ray. That's dead right. It's we had to run him last week, and thank God Henry did the maths, and we thought there's a good chance we were already in the race, so not have to run last week, and I think it was a bonus for him. Really happy with his work. Tommy came and rode him this morning, and he's more than happy with what he did. And it's, as you say, it just seems one of those years everything's got a chance.
And you've drawn perfectly in gate 7. If I think you said on Saturday anywhere inside 10 you'd be happy with. This is a colt who's got the tactical speed to take advantage of gate 7.
Yeah, look, last start it was a very, very slow run race. It was fairly close to the speed, and I would think slipper speed would probably be midfield. That 7 gives Tommy options. If you drew too wide, you've got to go back. If you draw too far in, you've got to try and hold the spot, otherwise get shoved out of the race. But that 7-8 gate for mine gives Tommy options to be midfield and be where he wants to be, and probably 2 or 3 deep wouldn't hurt him. He wants clear air turnover home, so hopefully things are so far panning out well for him.
And just finally, Pete, it's been well documented. There's no dominant 2-year-old. How do you see this year's Golden Slipper field?
I think everything's got a chance, Ray. I think there's been a different winner every year, and Chris Lee's horse, the only horse to put 3 wins together. Normally, there's 4 or 5 colts or fillies have done that before this, and that's what makes it such an even race. So everyone's in with a shot, and good luck to everyone.
Best of luck with Quietly Arrogant on Saturday.
Thanks, mate.
Okay, a stable with 2 runners in this year's race, King of Pop and also Skyhook, is Gerald Ryan and Sterling Alexio. Here's Sterling with Ray.
Yeah, thanks, Greg. Well, Skyhawk, firstly, how has he backed up from last Saturday? And I guess you're really happy with gate 8.
Yeah, no, he come through the race particularly well. Nice and bright. He ate up. Had a good drink of water Saturday night, which has helped. So he really happy with how the week started out.
You won't have to do much with him this week. He's ready to go, and from barrier 8, he's got that speed to take advantage and settle wherever he's comfortable.
He does. He'll just have a light week, middle of the row there. Just at first glance, quite a bit of speed drawn out wide, but he's got good gate speed to begin. Sort of slide across for that speed, and hopefully he can land a nice spot somewhere.
King of Pop's unbeaten. He was terrific in the Black Opal, ran very fast time. Unfortunately, he's got to go from the outside gate, but Vancouver did it in 2015. Feeling Ready did it in 2008. It's not the end of the world, Sterling?
No, well, yeah, it is. No, he's going particularly well. His gallop this morning was absolutely A1, and he's in really good order for Saturday. Obviously, we would have liked to draw a bit better, and it probably makes horses and Zach's task a bit harder now, but hopefully he can sort of follow the speed across and get into an ideal position. And if he gets a bit of luck, the horse has most definitely got the talent to mix it in the finish.
Just finally, his win in the Black Opal was terrific, and not by a big margin, but he was so strong late. That's going to stand him in good stead on Saturday, King of Pop.
It is. He's extremely tough horse. He did at both ends the other day. He's stalking a really hot speed, and probably just still floated around a bit late, still unsure of how to really level out. But he's a nice horse, and he's going to make the cut eventually.
Best of luck with Skyhawk and King of Pup on Saturday, Sterling.
Thanks, Ray.
And one more interview before we get the new market from Tim Ryan at Tab. Bjorn Baker has Within the Law.
Bjorn, thanks for joining us. Well, this filly has got outstanding form. Her only defeat, she was unlucky behind Rivellino, but haven't seen her since her win in the Sweet Embrace. How has she done going into the Golden Slipper?
Yeah, very happy with her, Ray. She galloped really well this morning. She's had a couple of good hit-outs into the Golden Slipper on Saturday, and the rest of the week we'll very much just keep her in the routine. She's a fairly laid-back filly and easy, makes me look good. Very straightforward to train, and looking forward to Saturday.
I guess the barrier draw for her wasn't as crucial as it was for some other slipper horses, because she does tend to get back in the field. Just let her find her feet and feel comfortable in the run.
Yeah, I think that's the key. Jason knows her pretty well now, and as we know, she's got a pretty good turn of foot. She's very genuine, and I think looking at the race, they sometimes say there's not a lot of speed in the race, but I think when you look at the gates, just with weight of numbers and where people want to be around Rosehill, there'll be plenty of speed, and I think that will give her every opportunity.
In the Sweet Embrace, her last start win, the most impressive part was her last 200 metres, and to be fair, she's done that in all 4 runs. The best part of her race is her closing sectionals.
That's right, and she tends to be a fairly laid-back customer, so I think she will handle the day very well, and she definitely saves her best for race day, and particularly that last furlong. So if she's strong late, a race like the Golden Slipper, that can make all the difference.
Bjorn Baker, best of luck with Within the Law on Saturday.
Thank you very much.
Let's start with him, Wotan.
Yeah, so all the favourites did draw particularly well in this year's Tab Golden Slipper, and it's the most important barrier draw in all of racing from a betting perspective for the Golden Slipper. So Woden, look, personally, I was probably hoping he drew a little bit wider because he's been so popular throughout futures betting. He's over 40% of our total hold in futures betting, and he's the biggest liability I can ever remember coming into a Golden Slipper for a favoured runner. So what to do with him? Barrier 2, I think they'll probably ride him a little bit quieter, so whether or not he can take advantage of that barrier, I've just left him as a $4.50 chance. Thought his grip on favouritism was getting a little bit shaky, so I've left him as a $4.50 favourite. He remains favourite. Woden Tempted, I think, is the greatest beneficiary of the barrier draw. She draws barrier 1. She's got a bit more speed than she showed at her last few starts. I think she can settle handy, and I've firmed her up $6 into 5. And I wouldn't be surprised if she challenged for favouritism or even started favourite on Saturday in the Golden Slipper. Skyhook, he's just out a little bit on the 7-day backup. He's 7 out to 8. Rivellino, another beneficiary of a good draw, draws barrier 3, 11 into 9, a firm for him. Just pushed out the Blue Diamond winner, Devil Knight. He's just out a little bit, 9 out to 11. It was a really good firm this morning for Mahuna. She's got that form line through Tempted. She was 26 into 15 prior to the draw. She's the best back runner today, and she remains a $15 chance. North England, unchanged, $15. Has a middle draw there and draws the best of the 3 on-speed Gay Waterhouse runners. Within the law, out a bit now, out to a $15 chance. She's easy. Bella Zane drew horribly, 15 out to 21. Small trim-ups for Tycoon Star and Wester Swindon. They're 26 into 21 after drawing quite well. Quietly Arrogant remains a $26 chance. King of Pop out to $34, as is Military Tycoon out to $34. Biobuck out to $51. And Farsighted, the rank outsider in the Golden Slipper this year, a $101 chance.
Okay, so that's gone to final field now, and the remaining races will be up as soon as you can get them up tomorrow.
Yeah, we'll wait on those final fields tomorrow morning, a bit after 10 a.m. So I'll be working on those ASAP to get those markets up. 5 Group 1s on the card. We've already seen a lot of well-backed runners, so really looking forward to Saturday.
Okay, thanks, Tim. Tim Ryan will join us on Road to the Championships tonight to go through what's been backed in those other 4 Group 1s, and we'll get his assessment of this Golden Slipper in a little bit more depth as well. So that's it for the Slipper Draw. Again, for another year, a big week, a big build-up to the $5 million TAB Golden Slipper. 10 races on the card, half of them Group 1s. Thanks for joining us here at the Grand Pavilion at Rosehill Gardens, and you can catch all the action if you're not here at the track on Saturday on Sky Thoroughbred Central.